Alrighty guys, we're back for Rakdos Robots, and this is an Edge of Eternities standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, this was a suggestion down in the comments, so thank you so much for the suggestion. It's gonna be a fun one. We have all 4 Gingerbrutes in here, beautiful creature. We got all 4 Rust Harvester. It's a 1 red mana 1/1 artifact creature with Menace. For 2, you can tap it, exile an artifact card from your graveyard. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, then it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Cool stuff. We got all 4 Kavaron Harriers, 1 red mana 2/1 artifact creature. When it attacks, you can pay 2. If you do, create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the end of combat. So we also have 4 Clockwork Percussionists in here. Being an artifact creature that helps us see more off the top makes way too much sense for this one. How about more creatures? We got a couple Sir Ginger the Meal Ender, 2 mana 3/1 that we don't get to see very often. It has Trample, Hexproof, and Haste as long as an opponent controls a Planeswalker. The Planeswalker that we're seeing the most right now is Kaito, so this could be pretty good against some Dimir matches, huh? Whenever another artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you put a +1/+1 counter on Sir Ginger and scry 1. Nice. More creatures here on the top end. We actually have Rottenmouth Viper making the cut as a 2 of. It pairs beautifully when we have Weapons Manufacturing as a 4 of. 2 mana enchantment. Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, create a colorless artifact token named Munitions with, when this token leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. And to help us sacrifice those munitions, we have Tarrian's Journal in here. The journal also pairs beautifully with the Drought. We got 3 Droughts, and then we do have other ways to sacrifice our artifacts. Fanatical Offering helping us see more off the top, and also giving us a map token, which could play well into the future sacrifices, right? We have Embrace Oblivion for some removal, Torch the Tower for the bargain removal. We also have Grim Bauble in here too. One of here on the top end, I suppose we call it the top end, right? Tezzeret, Cruel Captain, making the cut as a 1 of as well. And this could help us find one of our 1-drop creatures with the -3, or it could help us find that Grim Bauble too. Okay, how about the mana base? 21 total mana. Yeah, I kept flooding in my test games. Hopefully 21 is fine and dandy. Hopefully we don't beg for more mana today at all. And Rakdos doesn't have like the greatest early mana, so we are rocking all 4 starting towns in here. All 4 of the Verge and a couple Fabled Passages too. Also Midgar, City of Mako, hopefully not slowing us down too often, because if we play it as a land, of course it's entering tapped. But that adventure side should really come in handy in a deck list like this. Alright, some honorable mentions. I thought about Food Fight and I thought about Fountain Port. Both could be pretty good in here, actually. Alright, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? You know, I think it's going to be pretty good, man. But we'll see. We'll see what we can pull off today. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? Opponent goes first, unfortunately. We do have a red source with starting town. Yeah. Midgar for turn 1. This shouldn't be bad, right? There's a lot of 1-drops to draw into you. With the opponent going first, I like seeing a little bit of removal. Now, Embrace Oblivion should be fine, especially with the double manufacturing, depending. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Okay, right, let's get the Midgar down. We don't got to worry about 2 turns of starting town in a row. We can do that the next 2 turns. We should definitely just establish something that's not going to be hurting us too. We don't know what we're up against, but it might be Mill. Alright, Rust Harvester, not bad. Let's see if we can establish a manufacturing. or maybe get a counterspell out of the opponent's hand. Gonna be Dispelling Exhale. Okay, that's scary. Means they got some dragons in there. Most likely the River Regent, but they could have some other dragons too. Alright. Fanatical Offering's pretty good. I doubt it's a Spell Pierce. We do not see Spell Pierce very often. Nice. Okay, let's do this, man. Now we're talking. Yeah, hopefully the starting towns don't hurt too much, or hopefully it just doesn't even matter, right? I don't... If it's like full-on dragons, then it's going to matter because their win condition is definitely swinging in the air with dragons. But with the Jador here, might be the Dragon Mill. Like Rust Harvester is out of the equation, unfortunately. But with the opponent tapped out, that's kind of great news. We go Fanatical Offering, pop the munitions. Try to draw some mana, maybe get the journal down. I think drawing 2 off the offering now makes the most sense. I'd love to establish a creature this turn too, but while they're tapped out, I kind of feel like this is pretty good. Come on, mana. Yes. All right. So Verge, so we don't take more damage. Get the journal down. Activate journal. Pop the munitions. Be even more off the top. Yeah, establishing all that while they're tapped out is pretty huge, man. We are going to have a hard time sticking a creature, so maybe the manufacturing can get us there. Okay. Alright, Sir Ginger, can you land? And then, of course, Soul Cauldron, but I want to draw off the journal first. If Sir Ginger enters, we'll get the munitions. We'll sacrifice the munitions to the journal. Nice. Okay, so it's probably just generic spot removal then for the Sir Ginger. Save this map token probably. Alright, yeah, so we start with the card draw. Pop the munitions. Sir Ginger gets a little boost to boost, which is pretty cool. Honestly, yeah, Offering's fantastic, right? Because we can get rid of the other map, draw 2 underneath the... It's a similar... No. Yeah, Offerings is pretty good. Yeah, we'll do that. Probably next turn. See if Soul Cauldron can land here. Yeah, there's probably the max amount of Dispelling Exhale, right? And there could be 3 steps ahead over there too. If they're rocking dragons, 3 steps ahead would be fantastic. Being just a great counterspell, of course, but then later on being able to copy those important dragons. Alright, Soul Cauldron lands. Cool. What is the opponent gonna do for the turn though? I guess it is gonna be Sir Ginger spot removal. I guess we keep everything else open. Yeah, we don't have to use the map, even though we are generating a good amount of munitions. There's still a chance later on that we want to pop this map or something like our other Fanatical Offering. Most of the time it's going to be the munitions though. Okay, Meringue River Regent's Omen side here. That's pretty scary. That might just mean that they didn't feel at risk with anything we were playing for the turn, so they saved their counterspells, and then also 5th mana could be Deadly Cover-Up. So, but do they really want to Deadly Cover-Up 1 Sir Ginger? Maybe. before it passes back, I'll use the Soul Cauldron ability on maybe the Rust Harvester, even though it could work well with future Rust Harvesters. It could still be pretty good underneath the Cauldron. Like they might have something here for the Surginger, so we don't have that target. They got the Shoot the Sheriff, and they still got 2 mana open as well. Ooh, Rottenmouth Viper's interesting. We really don't want that to get counterspelled. Dispelling Exhale goes up to 4. So if we do Rottenmouth for 1, we'd have to lose everything first, though. Oh no, yeah, now we have 6 mana on the board. We could do Rottenmouth for 2. Which I don't think we do. I think we start with some card draw here. Pop the munitions, of course. Slowly but surely. Percussionist is pretty good. Get more munitions on the board. Go Cauldron. Try to get some extra Percussionist damage through. Thinking about popping the Percussionist to the Viper, though. Probably okay. And it also has both of the abilities, too, which is awesome. I apologize, opponent. There's a lot of options here. If I keep Percussionist around, I suppose we could use that map token now. I think I want to use the map token to try to get the Viper, too. Alright, let's just swing for 2. It gets through, guys. Wow. Gotta be that counterspell, then. Alright, I'm gonna save Rottenmouth Viper. I hope that's okay. We're just gonna go the other Surginger. I guess at that point we can actually start with the Fanatical Offering, because we'll have 3 open. It doesn't feel like that counterspell, does it? Ooh, we have a munitions over here. It really doesn't feel like a counterspell. Oh, it could be, it could be. It's sticking now. Okay, it happens. Another Fanatical Offering. I want to get more munitions onto this board, so let's see if Surginger can land. It does land. Man. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stand by it. Saving Rottenmouth. Saving the map tokens. I don't know, man. Control's hard to play around sometimes because you kind of got to expect everything from the opponent and then be surprised when they don't have it, and that's usually like the best way to do it. They pay the 2, so this is probably the first board wipe that gets rid of half of our library too, right? No, they pass it back, guys. Okay, let's start with card draw on the Drought, more munitions, right? We're gonna try the swing. And then whatever doesn't get through, we're gonna try to win with the munitions on the board. Harrier doesn't have haste. Alright. Yeah. More card draw first before combat. Off the munitions. What an engine, guys, huh? For an aggro deck list, this is quite the engine. We definitely don't need Grim Bauble. It could help us generate more munitions, but we really don't need that. Torch the tower. Alright, we go for the swing, see what they do. And then we work from there. They're gonna Arch Enemy's Charm, exile the Percussionist. Okay, pretty good. Gotta have something for this Surginger, though, for sure. Oh, because it was an exile, we don't have a creature to pick up. Okay, okay. But do we just get there with the sacrifice on the munitions, then? 1, 2, 3. We have 2 open. Can we actually pull this off? We got 3 mana. Oh, that's something else I could have done, guys. At instant speed, Sir Ginger would have gotten the boost. Okay, the munitions got there anyways. Okay, that's good. That's good. There's a lot to think about there, man. Wow. Number 1, I guess the opponent missed a little bit. I guess. Did they? Or were we just outpacing pretty nicely with our engine? If Dimir doesn't have a great way to get rid of enchantments, then they're kind of in danger from weapons manufacturing. And then we were also able to establish the journal, which was just so much value, guys. Last time I played with journal, it was the same thing. I'm already considering 2 of these for the deck list instead, right? But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, really good first game. A little bit confusing to play, I guess. You're trying to push aggro damage, but you also need like a little bit of setup as well. And then we just have so much card draw packed in too. And then yeah, don't overlook the fact that Fanatical Offering's instant speed, so you can pop an artifact, boost the Sir Ginger with a counter. Which also, I guess the map tokens are really good with the Sir Ginger then. Alright, we go first. Great news. Look at this. Fantastic hand. With this lineup, we might as well just go Swamp and give the opponent the least amount of information on turn 1. Swamp, Sir Ginger, swing for 1. No, not Sir Ginger. Gingerbrute. That's funny. Alright, the opponent dropped the mulligan, and Gingerbrute is stuck on the side of the board. There we go. There we go. I was concerned it glitched out. Swing on in, buddy. Go, 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 go. 19 more damage. We're almost there. Ooh, Mako's scary. For sure. I think I accept that trade. I think that's a fantastic trade for us. And I want to keep my mana open because I want the decision on what to do. They take that trade, guys. Huh? They must think it's a fantastic trade for them too, which tells me maybe second Mako. Alright, let's do some setup here. Yeah, starting town could have been a good one to play that turn in case we see another starting town next turn. But we're not really going to get punished for a 4th mana coming in tapped. I guess a thought process here could be they want to eventually bring the Mako back if it's Jeskai. Alright. Sir Ginger can come on down. The Drought could be really good here too, but we already have a little bit of a combo. I'm going to do this probably before they untap. Seems pretty good. And 4th mana is going to be the starting town, funny enough. But it would have been a turn late anyways, I suppose. Let's send it, yeah. Because we could draw one off the Drought. Okay, I'll keep the Verge. Yeah. Very nice, guys. Yeah, we can keep the Verge, play the Drought, draw a card, play Journal, sacrifice the Drought to the Journal. BB. Oh dear. Hopefully we find another Torch the Tower. I think I'm standing by this play, although if I would have kept it open, we could have popped the VV, and exiling it would have been really, really good. We'll see, we'll see. Munitions. And more mana off the top, actually. So Journal can come down. Go munitions their face. I hope we don't, like, die next turn. That would make me sad. If we can find a way to pop both munitions, maybe we can pop the VV. This is activate only as a sorcery, guys, so if we want maximum damage going through, I think I will sacrifice the drought to see more over the munitions this turn. I think that's totally fine. Their weapons manufacturing, based on our hand, you know, if Journal can help us get... Yeah, no, I don't think it's manufacturing. I think we're looking for a removal for the VV. Oh no, it's more mana. And another weapons manufacturing. I think we're in danger. I do. Uh-oh. And it could be just my decision to take care of the fear of missing out. Alright, let's see what they pull off here. They got 3 cards in hand. Fear of missing out number 2. And 1 mana from Vivi, or more once they put the counters onto it from the memory. 3 mana from Vivi for main phase 2. They go for the swing because they don't plan on blocking. Embrace Oblivion would be the best draw, period, right? It's like maybe a stock up for the turn, or Winter Night Stories for 3 by tapping the Fear. I'd say that's pretty risky, right? Because we can have a serious amount of damage over here. Unfortunately, though, it's a Sir Ginger, so what we want to start with... Wow, GG opponent, I can't believe that. I mean, we could have missed completely. We do have an unbelievable amount of damage, but... Very surprised by the concede, guys. We had a little bit of a flood. Not really, it wasn't too bad. Top 12 cards, we saw 6 mana, 21 land in here, so... you know, I guess at that point it would be like having a 30 land deck list, but we did send a manufacturing earlier and a starting town though too, so I don't know. I guess we flooded a little bit here. Anyways, we only had Journal, Sacrifice Munitions. They go down to 10. Sir Ginger goes up to 6, right? We still needed a way to push 4 more damage through. With a manufacturing Sir Ginger 2 land, we would have really needed to draw something fantastic there. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they thought we could sacrifice the munitions for free, or maybe their opponents never miss. But I think we seriously could have missed there. Guys, while I have you here in the middle of the video, make sure you check out that description where we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too if you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. And also, guys, for the YouTube side of things, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. If you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing because it really does help out the channel. So thank you guys. Oh, this isn't the greatest. Sir Ginger's not really one that we want to sacrifice to Offering. Couple Torch the Tower, depending on what we're up against, could be great, but alright, we'll keep it. It would be a weird mulligan because we have like all the mana we need for most of the game, right? And if it really does come down to it, when the opponent tries to spot remove Sir Ginger, on the stack of the spot removal, Offering could just trade it out. Draw a couple cards. That could be really good. Yeah, I really love all the synergies in the deck list so far. An island, Spyglass Siren. Okay, I'll pop it. Yeah, why not? While we got the open mana, we're not going to have open mana next turn. Oh, weapons manufacturing. Really good draw. Hey, 4 of them in here for a very good reason. So probably Dimir Tempo is what we see Siren in the most. And Kaito is in Dimir. Aha, Watery Grave. Actually, don't pay the 2 here for that. Come on down, Sir Ginger. Munitions. Torch the Tower open. Yeah, Fanatical Offerings with with the munitions is pretty wild stuff. Dealing 2 damage to any target, drawing 2 cards, creating a map token. Of course, you need to actually have the manufacturing established, but still. Like, 3rd mana. They're gonna pass it back here? Looks like it. Grim Bauble. Honestly, the removal should be good against Dimir Tempo. Okay. There could be something else that we see. If we do this before combat, there could be something else that affects combat, but I can't think of anything right now. And I'm pretty sure Sir Ginger's gonna die here anyways. Oh, Flood Pit's Drowner. That's not the worst. I think I want to keep the Sir Ginger around, actually. Let's do this Fanatical. Let's save. No, while I can hit face, I should totally hit face, right? But I'll go Grim Bauble for the turn on the Flood Pit's Drowner. We can send the mana for sure. Don't need that right now. Drought and Drought, not bad, actually. Okay. Yeah, so Grim Bauble comes down, gets us that munitions back. And then Torch the Tower open. We don't have to use that map token right now. Especially since we got a couple snakes in here, too. Yeah, it definitely slows us down for the turn, though. And there's definitely more Drowners in their deck list, so... That Drought is fantastic. We could bargain the Torch the Tower just for funsies. Kaito. Alright, dude. That's getting that swing. They're probably going to go for the card draw. It does have hexproof, so there's nothing fancy we can do with the Torch the Tower here. Also, 4 toughness anyways.
Your secrets didn't stay hidden.
Goes Surveil too. Why didn't they... Oh, yeah. Why didn't they swing, I say? Because it has Summoning Sickness. I'm so used to the opponents being able to drop the ninjutsu on that. Alright. Sir Ginger untaps. Percussionist is pretty good. Does hit Planeswalkers too. We got enough mana to draw first. We might as well. Let's see what we see. Yeah, we're going to take care of that Kaito no matter what. It's a lot of value. Hey, another weapons manufacturing. Not bad, but we're going to hold off. So let's get the Percussionist down. And we Torch the Tower, bargain. Kaito. Munitions. Munitions face. Fanatical Offering's fantastic. Keep it on top. And then swing at Kaito with the Percussionist. It's out of here. Look at this board state, guys. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of goodies on the board. Ready to sacrifice to some snakes. The snakes might just be sitting underneath the offering. At the same time, though, they got to deal with this Sir Ginger. It's a 5-3. If they deal with Percussionist, we just see even more off the top, too. So they do find their 5th mana a little scary. Fanatical Offering. Alright, try the swing, I suppose. We could do the map token this turn. Okay, we'll try map token on Percussionist. We don't want all of our eggs into one Sir Ginger basket. Especially since, like, that's the target for removal. For sure. Okay, we don't need more mana. We can send it. Well, the 5th mana wouldn't be terrible with this hand. Harrier. More creatures is okay. But, like, more ways to sacrifice our munitions is probably what we need here, right? Alright. Try the swing. Alright. It's going to be Enduring Curiosity. Tries to block the Sir Ginger. Right? Tries to trade. No, they go for the Percussionist, actually. Okay, so they were anticipating something here at instant speed, and we're still going to take this out of the equation as a creature. I know they still get it back as an enchantment, but this is really good for us. Because one less blocker. Actually, another Percussionist is fantastic here. We keep that on top. Ooh, Rottenmouth. Holy cow. Right. Let's see more off the top with Percussionist. We get to play it until next turn. Agatha's Soul Cauldron's okay. Yeah, we get to play it till next turn. We could totally do that, I guess, right? And here's where I said, you know, the 5th mana could have been pretty good. Because we could have played like Percussionist and then Rottenmouth. So Rottenmouth for the turn actually is just not as good as getting the Percussionist down and waiting for Viper next turn, because we'd have to pop so much of our established things. And right now I think the manufacturing is the best way to get through to Dimir Tempo. Feature the Schism. Nice. It's a really good blocker for the Surge Ginger. So mana off the top could be good, because, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have sent that, right? Because, yeah, that 5th mana would have actually been fantastic here. But mana would be Manufacturing Drought, get 2 munitions, then Rottenmouth, pop 4 munitions on the board, which is crazy. So, yeah, Untapped Source off the top would be great. If not, we still have a... Ooh, it's not an Untapped Source. We still have a really good turn here. Right there. Feature the Schism. Death Touch is rough. We can actually just start with some card draw here and not worry too much about anything else. Card draw, 3rd munitions. Oh wait, guys, we can we don't know what's left in their hand, but the damage from munitions can take care of the Preacher of the Schism. That's much better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, draw 2 on the droughts, right? We could see like another Percussionist too. This is so much, holy cow. 1, 2, then 1 to face. And then they have to deal with the snake ability too. Send the starting town. Yeah, we'll keep the mountain so we can play the Soul Cauldron, just in case they do actually, yeah, GG opponent. Just in case they find a way around this somehow, the best thing would have been a tempo play for the giant Sir Ginger. So 2 islands open, 1 card in hand. Rottenmouth could have been, instead of a discard, right? It could have been, let's see. For each blight counter, each opponent loses 4 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent of their choice or discards a card. So they could sacrifice the map token easy peasy to the Rottenmouth, right? And then maybe a bounce spell for Sir Ginger could have kept them in. And then Clockwork Percussionist, still, they were significantly stuck between a rock and a hard place. So much value packed in, guys. I can't believe it. I think I want to end on a high note, but I want one more game, win or lose. I don't really care. Yeah, even if we get obliterated here, I think I'm pretty satisfied with what we were able to showcase in the deck list. All right, opponent goes first. They're getting ready. Getting ready for the obliterate. Okay. All right, let's give it a shot. We don't have a turn 1, which is fine. Yeah, we'll thin the deck list with Fabled Passage for our turn 1. Ooh, okay. Okay, I am a little scared here. Simic Tempo could be great, but also Simic Landfall. Okay, Fenrir's happening. Let's go grab that mountain. Yeah, Simic Landfall's no joke. Could be in danger. Torch the tower. Nice. It's not terrible. Hitting either of these would be pretty good. And they'll probably get the draw on the Fenrir. They'll probably get the extra counter off the Fenrir, right? They probably have a creature in hand. But the extra ramp off the Llanowar Elves is actually rough too. Alright. Let's go ahead. Let's establish Rust Harvester. Let's do this before they untap, because that's very much a Snakeskin Veil style of deck list. And hopefully taking out the Fenrir is okay. Hopefully, like, because it does provide a good amount of damage. They get a swing next turn for 3. A good amount of value is what my brain was trying to say there. Roiling Dragonstorm. Oh, Kona? Might be a Kona deck list? Wait a minute. I have no idea. I don't know what we're up against, guys. Botanical Sanctum. Tezzeret. Tezzeret's really good. 2 mana open, we gotta anticipate Counterspell then, right? With the Dragonstorm. And rare, I guess Simic Ramp? Simic Dragons? Yeah, ramp, because there's some green dragons that are fantastic in ramp. Okay, that makes sense. Start with the swing. Dump our creatures and hope that they miss an Aetherize next turn? Even so, if they're ramping into a top end, we do not have a lot of damage on this board state. Yeah, Harrier's a good counterspell if it exiles. Other words, Harrier going to the grave could be great for us. It's going to be Dispelling Exhale. And we do have Embrace Oblivion open, but that would be pretty bad to hit the Llanowar Elves, I think. 6 mana total. 3 cards left in hand. Okay, they pass it back. Probably just means more counterspells. We tap this, we could pick up the Harrier, we could pop the Llanowar Elves finally, then go for the swing with the other Harvester. It's a really slow turn, but the Menace gets by. Other than that, gotta tap it for the ability. Okay. Okay, yeah. So we're definitely seeing the other side of the deck list here, where if you don't have stuff established on the board, then the deck list could be really slow. If we get that one through, Meringue River Regent. Okay, right. We'll still have 4 cards in hand. Let's see what else they send to the grave here. Honestly, Simic Dragons should really be doing the thing right now, right? It's like, oh, Teamer Dragons. Gloomvine Regent, they go back up to 19 here. They send the Dragonstorm back to hand. 4th mana, I'm actually not mad about. So it's really tempting to go Fanatical Offering, pop the weakest Harvester. See what we see. Embrace Oblivion, use the map token if we don't see anything else. We could start with the swing then first, get the 3 through. Put him back down to 16. Fanatical Offering, we would have the Rust Harvester ability for another 3 damage. I don't think that's what we do though. Let's get that 3 through as the Menace. Do this all on our turn. Goodbye, Harvester. I'm sorry. Map token. Okay. Another Rust Harvester's good. Embrace Oblivion. Yep, we want to do all that before they untap for sure. Let's hope they miss some of their top end dragons, because I think we're in a lot of danger, man. I think it's pretty important to get rid of the Regent, because every time another dragon enters 2, they continuously gain 3 every single dragon. So if they get a second one down or something. Okay, Dragonstorm, did they find an open 5th? They don't. It's going to be a World Wagon, which is pretty good. More ramp. And a Llanowar Elves. Okay. So the Menace is getting through really nicely here. The Rust Harvester and Grave, we could still go. Oh man. What's maximum damage here? I'd love to establish the Harrier for the turn. Popping the Llanowar Elves could be good. There's a lot of options here, guys. There really, really is. I put the opponent to sleep. Oh no, not again. I'm sorry. That's funny. All right, so we'll maximize damage with Rust Harvester, pick up the other Harvester. We hit 3 to their face, and then we're just going to establish the Harrier for the turn. We get the other Menace Rust Harvester through too with the swing. So unfortunately, the ability you have to tap down. If you didn't have to tap this for the ability, it would be crazy good, right? Like if you could swing with that and then use the ability too. So Bloomvine Regent, they do gain another 3 here, guys. That 6 life gain is pretty significant. Looks like they are going to go for the World Wagon swing, and we could just take the 8 damage. See, the Llanowar Elves is such a problem. It just trades so well. Alright. I think we're in danger either way, but you know what? This is a pretty good chump while we have the chump, because next turn they could win on the backswing. And it does crew for 4, so like, yeah. Yeah, another big dragon from hand. Oh, weapons manufacturing. Okay. That's pretty good. And swing for 4. The Harvester can almost hit the Regent, just a little bit more of a boost. Which we could potentially get with the Soul Cauldron. Pick up like their Llanowar Elves. Yeah, we're going to try to establish. We're going to swing with the 3 and keep the 1/1 as a potential chump. Let's see, 9, 13, 14 damage. They probably don't win on the back swing, but there could be some kind of surprise. Some kind of surprise haste, maybe. Okay, munitions. Then Llanowar Elves taps for green mana. So if I put the counter on this Harvester, we would have 2 open green sources, which we just don't need. We just keep it open. I'll swing with the big Harvester, and I'll keep the emergency 1/1. Alright. Alright, bring it on, opponent, bring it on. Oh no, the life gain, guys, the life gain has been brutal. 3rd Bloomvine Regent. Oh, buddy. Back up to 18. I'm not giving up though. Yeah, so that is that's fantastic for the opponent. Holy cow. Yep, so we take the chump on the ground while we have the chump, because it's in other words it'll be 9 coming through. We're gonna try to take care of 1 Regent with the Harvester ability, of course, right? And then the next best thing would be another Embrace Oblivion. Yeah, taking chumps while you have them works out sometimes, even though it really sucks to lose your creatures. I doubt they have something that deals with graves. I'd rather have the Llanowar ability underneath the Cauldron. Hopefully they don't have a bounce spell for the Rust Harvester. Alright, it happens. Then Rust Harvester ability. We tap it. Oh, Rottenmouth is really good too, but I don't really want to get rid of too much on my board state right now. Rust Harvester ability. Munitions. We're at 16. They got 4 in the air with the Regent. They got 3 mana open. Could be a counterspell. Alright, best thing we can do, right? Rust Harvester ability. Either one of the Regents is fine. And I guess we'll put the Harrier, because the other Rust Harvester can go underneath the Cauldron, which is pretty good. I hope it happens. Like I said, it could be a bounce spell. Nice. Regent off the board. And, you know, Fanatical Offering open is fine, but we could find more mana too. I guess this is fine to do on our turn. And we can actually pop that Llanowar Elves then. 2 damage to their face would be good too, but I think we just clean up the Elves. Gonna have a huge swing with the World Wagon. Well, it was actually 4 mana open, guys. I overlooked the Elves there, not 3 mana open. 4. 4 is a lot. It's going to be Dispelling Exhale, unfortunately. Okay. Agatha's Soul Cauldron is available. We have like a couple more turns. If they find another big dragon... They get the card draw on the Dragonstorm. I'm pretty sure they're going to see their top end here for sure. The triple Bloomvine Regents was already rough enough. If they miss, I mean, Rust Harvester cleans up the Regent. Okay, they're not going to miss. So Meringue River Regent taps for the World Wagon. They bounce the Harvester and the Manufacturing, so Harvester can no longer clean this up. And then World Wagon will grab a basic, so they're swinging for like 15 damage here, which is crazy business. Oh, 14 damage. No, 15, yeah, because they're going to grab another basic, right? You know what? You know what? Here you go, opponent. Wait, can Soul Cauldron target opponent's creatures? No, it can't. Aw, I'm sad. I'm sad, guys. It would have been a fun way to concede here. Wow, Embrace Oblivion. That could have been really good last turn. Very nice. So at that point, we do have weapons manufacturing. We do have Rust Harvester. So many just fantastic synergies, man. Incredible. We have Embrace Oblivion, which can take care of the Regent. And pop the munitions. Cool. I wonder if... Yeah, so Rottenmouth probably would have been eaten. Was that their 4th Dispelling Exhale? Oh, man. Oh, buddy. 1, 2, 3. No, that was only 3. Oh, it felt like 4 for real. Hey, good game, opponent. Good game. Yeah, I think we still showcased something here. What do you guys think? So, Tamer Dragons is pretty fun. I wonder what other things they had the red sources for, because they just had a couple mountains. They didn't even play any red cards, right? Potentially just the top end that I don't know the name of right now. There's a top end Tamer card, generates dragons. You guys know what I'm talking about, probably. What a fun deck list, man. Good time. Rakdos Robots. Yeah. Here's the deck list again. Rust Harvester, finally showcasing why it's in the deck list at the end there, right? Its ability can kind of run away with certain games, and especially clogged board states too, where you're having a lot of time actually getting the damage through. Harvester and and manufacturing, generating those munitions. It's going to be a great way to poke that burn damage just straight to the opponent's face. Really like both of these in here. However, Rust Harvester is a rare, and I don't think that this rare is worth the craft personally. So maybe you only got one of these sitting around in your collection. Just use the one. Go up a different robot. Go up a different artifact creature. I don't know what it would look like, but yeah, I don't think it's worth the craft. And what about the deck list as a whole? Let's double check here. We got commons, uncommons. There's the rare. Commons. Nice. Good chunk of commons so far. Rare, mythic. Here's some more mythics. Rare. Oh, more commons. Wow, more commons. Cool. It's not bad, guys. This is actually relatively budget friendly. That's a chunk of commons. Let's see here. Yeah, 4 mythics like Tezzeret's. You don't gotta craft the Tezzeret. If you got the one in the collection, perfect. And you don't even need 2 in here. You really don't. I think it's actually too slow for what this deck list is trying to do. And usually there's going to be other ways to establish things. So if you don't got the Tezzeret, you could just go up like a second Soul Cauldron if that's already in your collection. Put it on the do not craft list. Pretty much everything's making the do not craft list just because we do a lot of different experiments over here with deck lists, right? We play a lot of jank and stuff, and the meta is just not jank at all. It's really powerful and fast, and everyone's bringing it to the table all the time. So just base everything off of your collection. I think you'll have a lot more fun doing that, you know what I mean? Especially if you're into the type of off-meta deck lists that we present here on the channel, right? So you got a couple Rottenmouth Vipers, perfect. You don't need more than 2 for this deck list in particular, I would say. If we leaned it more mid-range, then all 4 Vipers could be pretty sick in here, but I think the 2 is a sweet spot for what we're trying to do on the aggressive side of things. The 3 Fanatical Offerings and the 3 Draughts, really like the split between those, really nice. What about Sir Ginger and stuff? Like, if you only got 1, again, you just don't craft. Just don't craft anything for the deck list. Completely base it on your collection. If you only got 1, perfect. Just play the 1. Play the 1 and be happy about it, darn it. We got weapons manufacturing has been a really, really fun build around. Now, personally, as a red player and a player who just loves artifacts and tokens and stuff too, weapons manufacturing was worth the craft for me. I forget if I pulled most of them out of packs and then I crafted the last one. Either way, if I only pulled 1 out of my initial packs, there's a real possibility that just based on my playstyle that I would have crafted the rest to get to 4. Really fun build around for me. You can keep your eye on manufacturing, and maybe if it's also perfect for you as a player, this could be worth a craft based on how many deck lists you plan on building around with it, right? We've played Jund, we've played Gruul, we've played Rakdos. There's got to be others that I played manufacturing in. Oh, Boros, right? Yeah, so Journal. This is another one where if you already have 2 in your collection, you could totally go out that second one and drop one of the other mythics or rares or whatever. Now, Rakdos early land is suffering, as I said at the beginning of the video, so Starting Town, Blazemire Verge, and a couple Fabled Passages. Luckily, the deck list isn't very greedy, and we landed on a good split here. We're leaning red, which is great for the mountains, but then also the Verge is initially tapping for black until you get a swamp or a mountain down. Of course, Verge doesn't pair well with Starting Town, but then at that point, Starting Town can still be your red source, right? And then Fabled Passage can grab mountain or swamp to power up the Verge too. So the mana base did not feel terrible. We're just really hoping for the Shockland scene, right? And Midgar, City of Mako. Yeah, 21 mana felt pretty good. Midgar just kind of being an extra card at that point. Yeah, I guess that's one thing. I said the deck list isn't that expensive actually, but then we do got 10 rares over in the mana base plus the Midgar, so 11 total rares. But at least you can play those in other deck lists too, so Midgar seems criminally underplayed, but no one likes tapped land, and I'd say for a very good reason. Yeah, slowing down for just 1 turn in this current meta and stuff, I mean, that's literally life or death in a lot of games. But it kind of depends on the deck list too, because in like a deck list like this, number 1, if we are flooding, we want to use the adventure eventually. But number 2, it's like turn 2 could still just look like another 1-drop out of your hand and then get Midgar down tapped, and then it didn't even hold you up at all. So yeah, it really depends on the deck list for sure. All right, guys. Yeah, I loved this one. This was a lot of fun. Yep, let me know what you thought down in the comments. If you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.